Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry.
On that flight, Meghan refused to touch or look after Archie even once. She didn't look at him. She had zero interest when he was upset. And she expected the staff the entire time to take care of that baby. This British Airways staff member insisted to me that it was very obvious to her that there was zero connection between mother and child.
Meghan Markle is once again making for basically using her kids to get money and clout. After her disastrous twerking video caused a lot of backlash, Meghan is yet again in the news, and people have heard enough and are now calling for her to get canceled for what many deem to be narcissistic behavior. And get this, rumor has it, Meghan has been quietly fishing for image rights deals for her kids so she can start selling pictures of them to the media. Guys, this story is insane, so you better buckle up because, you know, things get insanely wild when Meghan Markle is involved.
This is difficult for me. Meghan and Harry, I find this, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of sick in my mouth as I try and describe this, because fresh from repeatedly telling us that they were escaping the United Kingdom because they wanted privacy. They hated the press. They hated everything to be involved in the intrusion in their lives. And then they had their little children and the feral children, and they left them with the chickens. And all she does now with her jams that are crap is post pictures of her children left, right and centre, which has me always thinking, well, hold on a second, you duplicitous woman, how does that make any sense? But we've now reached a point where I possibly am going to be sick live on the television.
Guys, just when we thought this Meghan Markle social media circus couldn't get any messier, guess what? It did. The Duchess of Sussex is once again lighting up the internet, and not in a good way. This time, critics are dragging her for what they're calling a calculated PR move, using her kids, especially little Lilibet, as pawns in her digital strategy for clout and money. Yep, Meghan's being accused of playing the mommy card on Instagram to drum up engagement, but here's the twist. She's not even letting people comment. That's right, no comments, no discussion, no dialogue. It's just curated content and a suspiciously polished family image. And if you thought that was eyebrow raising, then you clearly haven't seen her recent viral video of her twerking. Yes, twerking in the delivery room, set to star Keisha's baby mama track, no less.
Meghan dancing, or twerking as the cool kids call it, in her birthing suite. You heard me correctly, birthing suite. I'll spare you my mother's observations. Anyway, this was the public reaction.
Safe to say this video has provoked quite a reaction.
It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time.
I think this is funny. I think it's endearing. I like to see this.
I thought it was a cute video.
It's insufferable. I'm sick to death of them talking about privacy but not actually really wanting it.
Now, I have two questions. Why would you do this in the first place, and why would you release it to the public?
Now the UK tabloids called it cringeworthy, and social media exploded with mixed reactions. But over in the US, Meghan and Harry were reportedly loving the attention. According to sources, Meghan was thrilled by how the video went viral in America, because apparently going viral for shaking it while in labor is a win if it gets your brand trending. Priorities, right? And it doesn't stop there. Meghan's team is reportedly treating the video as a marketing masterstroke, a perfect lead-in for her upcoming lifestyle products under her new as ever brand, including, wait for it, rosé wine. Cheers to controversy, apparently.
They're recording this. They are doing a lot of mass recording themselves for Netflix. Harry's Freedom Flight video that's featured in the Netflix series. Doria following them around with cameras, Doria capturing them intimately watching the Oprah Winfrey interview together. So I don't think that this is necessarily a cute video that mom and dad save for later. I think that ultimately this is something that they tried to capture for the Netflix docuseries, because think about how desperate they were throughout that process to make people like them, to get their side of the story out.
But wait, the drama is just merely starting. Then came the Disney content drop, because what better way to shift the narrative than with a wholesome family trip? Meghan and Harry shared glossy footage of their 2-day Disneyland adventure for Lilibet's 4th birthday. Think Elsa from Frozen, Archie high-fiving stormtroopers, a birthday cake with Ariel's face on it, and plenty of smiling shots on Space Mountain. Picture perfect? Sure. But was it really authentic? That's the million-dollar question. Because while the Sussexes are busy selling us this filtered family fairy tale, the comment sections remain locked down, turning Meghan's social media presence into a one-way mirror. Critics say it's less about connection and more about control, an influencer playbook wrapped in royal branding. One thing's for sure, Meghan isn't just managing her image, she's monetizing every pixel of it. Oh, and the tea just keeps getting hotter. You see, off late, Meghan has become an expert in what some are calling a calculated game of hide and profit when it comes to her kids' faces. That's right, Meghan's been carefully cropping, blurring, and angling those baby photos, and according to insiders, it's no accident. Royal watchers have noticed it for years. Princess Lilibet's sweet little face is always just out of view. And now, royal expert Arthur Edwards is throwing down the gauntlet, claiming Meghan's not just being protective, she's plotting. According to Edwards, the Duchess of Sussex is building mystery around her children on purpose, potentially to cash in later. You heard that right. There's buzz that Meghan's been shopping around for image rights deals, possibly laying the groundwork to sell exclusive photos of her kids to the highest bidder. She's obviously got some sort of scheme there, Edwards told The Sun, practically clutching his pearls. Maybe one day she'll drop a full calendar of her children's faces, a Meghan special. And let's be real, with the way this woman moves, that sounds exactly like something she'd do. But it doesn't stop at the dollar signs. Edwards went on to express pity for the Sussex children, saying they're being kept away from their royal cousins, historic palaces, and the British summer holidays they'll never know. I feel sorry for them, he said. They're cooped up in that place. So what's really going on behind the Instagram filters and curated captions? Is Meghan just a fiercely private mom, or is this all part of a bigger media strategy with her kids right at the center? Guys, let's rewind to a couple of days ago and take that infamous Meghan beehive moment just so you can see why many people are not happy with Meghan. You see, Meghan and little Lilibet suited up for a day of mother-daughter beekeeping, but fans were quick to point out that the suits looked way too crisp, too clean, too untouched by actual bees. The vibe, more fashion shoot than farm life.
What's up, winners? I don't know what Meghan is thinking here. This is like one of the craziest things I've ever seen to show off. Like, look, I'm taking my daughter. Look, honey, you learned to walk last week. Let's go play with the fire, with the smoky fire next to the angry bee's nest. Come on, honey. This is like the worst way to try and compete with Princess Catherine, right? She's like, oh, Catherine was beekeeping, and I tried beekeeping, and they didn't think I was better than Catherine. So now I'm gonna put my daughter next to the bee's nest in the fire. Then they'll see what a great mother I am. They'll know I'm the best.
It didn't take long before whispers started swirling. Was this just another stage scene for social media? Another picture-perfect moment designed to look raw and earthy, but actually polished within an inch of its life? And it's not just the photos. Oh no. Everything Meghan posts seems to come wrapped in a filter, often literally. Her obsession with black and white shots, overly stylized slideshows, and Pinterest-style quotes like, "You can't make everyone happy," "You're not a jar of Nutella," or "I love you with all my butt." Yes, that's a real one, has critics rolling their eyes. While Gen Z is out here posting grainy photo dumps and ironic skull emojis, Meghan's stuck in an aesthetic time warp. Think 2015 Instagram, Clarendon filter and all. Let's not forget that Meghan was once the queen of #inspo. Back in her TIG days, it was all yoga poses, peonies, and soft focus travel shots with live, laugh, love level captions. But while the rest of the internet evolved, Meghan's online persona seems frozen in time. When she returned to Instagram in 2025 with the handle @Meghan, fans expected a fresh vibe. Instead, they got a glossy rewind. Now here's where where things get even darker. Some critics are going beyond aesthetics and accusing Meghan of full-blown narcissistic parenting. The theory that all this hyper-controlled content, especially when it features her kids, isn't about motherhood at all, but about brand building. Experts in child psychology have weighed in, warning that parents who put their own needs and image above their children's can unintentionally cause emotional harm. And Meghan's constant spotlight on herself, her captions, her branding, critics say it's starting to look like the kids are just props in the Markle media machine. Of course, her loyal fans insist it's just her being her, stylish, private, protective, but the growing chorus of skeptics sees something else entirely. A carefully staged motherhood narrative packaged for maximum likes and minimal reality. One thing's for sure when it comes to Meghan Markle's Instagram, not everything is as picture perfect as it seems. Now, for a long time now, it has seemed like Meghan has always tried to copy everything Catherine has ever done. You see, Catherine has been praised for her quiet, grounded approach to sharing motherhood moments. No filters, no hashtags, no fanfare, just wholesome snapshots of life with her kids, often in nature, often unpolished. Then randomly, Meghan suddenly pops up with Lilibet in pristine white beekeeper suits, looking like they just walked off the set of a lifestyle shoot instead of out of a beehive. People were quick to call it what they believed it really is, a not so subtle attempt to mimic Catherine's authenticity, but instead of coming off as sweet or relatable, Meghan's version is being slammed as performative, jealous even, and let's not forget that Catherine's posts feel like family memories. Meghan's more like a mood board for brand synergy, but the biggest storm cloud hanging over Meghan's social media strategy, the kids. Despite claiming to crave privacy, Meghan continues to share curated glimpses of Archie and Lilibet, usually from behind, just enough to pique curiosity, never enough to satisfy it. It's a digital breadcrumb trail that keeps the public talking without actually giving them full access. And that's exactly what has critics up in arms. Because if privacy is really the goal, why post them at all? Why even invite the scrutiny you claim to loathe? That's the hypocrisy many are calling out. Meghan and Harry have repeatedly slammed social media for being toxic and harmful, especially for young people. But here they are, sliding their children into the very same spotlight, using them as symbols of their family brand. It's the kind of double standard that leaves a bitter aftertaste. And while Meghan might think she's striking the perfect balance, protective yet present, critics say it reeks of manipulation. It's a calculated drip feed of content designed to keep the public hooked, to shift narratives, to control perception. Some even suggest the kids are being used as props, not cherished family members enjoying authentic moments, but pawns in a long game of PR chess. Then there's the emotional side of it. By isolating her children from extended family, yet making them visible to millions of strangers online, Meghan's approach raises tough questions about what those kids are actually gaining and what they're losing. Critics argue that the emotional toll of growing up as a brand, rather than simply as a child, could have long-term effects, and that no filter can soften that reality. At the end of the day, Meghan Markle's portrayal of motherhood on social media is raising more eyebrows than admiration. With each black and white photo, each cryptic caption, each peekaboo shot of her children's backs, the same question echoes louder. If privacy is what you really want, why post it all? Let me know your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to check out our previous videos for even more celebrity tea. Till next time, bye.